So we begin our third chakra exercises, and the third chakra is here in the solar plexus, by opening the midsection and making a pulse. Many people have a little contraction right here that closes down their third chakra. Now we work with the opening and the closing rapidly, that just like that hand exercise helps to open the third chakra. So bring your hands up and bend your elbows. Take a breath in and take your shoulders and your elbows back and open your third chakra, and then rapidly crunch it. And open and back and forth quickly. And then slow it down. And find your center and feel. You should feel some activation in your solar plexus. So another exercise that really gets the fire going in the third chakra, and remember, fire is the element of the third chakra, is these pulsing exercises. This is pulsing desk pose. So bring your hands back behind you on the mat, ideally fingertips facing forward. But if you have pain in your wrists, it's okay to turn your fingers out a little bit. Press into your feet, which are hip width apart, and lift your hips up so that there is a more or less flat line between your shoulders, your hips, and your knees. This is called desk pose. And now we're going to pulse it. On the out breath, press your third chakra up and rapidly press up and down. Exhaling as you push up, inhaling as you come down. Do it until you become tired, and then return your hips down to the floor. And sit up straight with your legs outstretched. And feel. Do you ever have a problem with your will, like not following through on a task, not believing in yourself, not quite having the strength behind your will? Well, this exercise is for strengthening the will, and it requires some third chakra activation to do. I like to invite the person to think of something they need to do with their will. Perhaps stay on a diet, clean out their garage, get a paper finished, do their taxes, balance their finances, something that maybe is difficult that they need to focus on with their will. And to think of that as we do the exercise. So Sarah, bring your arms down alongside your body, your arms rigid and straight, not bending at the elbows. Make a little fist with your wrists pointing outward. Bend your knees and get your energy from the ground and pull it up to your third chakra. And as you think about this thing that you need to do with your will, lift your arms, keeping your elbows straight. And I'm giving her resistance, enough to make her work and tremble, but not so much resistance that she can't even lift her arms. Get that from the ground, and when the wrists get to shoulder height, let go. And you feel an upward movement in your third chakra that's liberating. Plank pose is a common pose used in yoga, and what we're going to do is some pulsing in plank pose. You'll really feel the heat come up in your body. Placing your hands directly below your shoulders, fingers spread nice and wide with a flat back. Tuck your toes underneath and begin to lift your hips up into a downward dog. Extend your heels down, activate by pushing through your hands, drawing into your core. Then swing your shoulders over your wrists and allow your body to become flat from crown to heel. This is plank pose. It might be enough of a challenge just for you to hold this, but if you want to pulse it with a rapid out breath, simply lift your hips and lower them. Exhaling as you lift, inhaling as you come down. And once again, do it until you feel some energy, until you feel some heat, or you become tired. And then return to plank. And lower down to the floor, either with a push-up or knees, chest, and chin. And relax. This is an exercise from bioenergetics called the bow. Think of how a bow, as in a bow and arrow, gets its power. You pull on the string and the bow bends. And there's actually an ideal place where the power is maximized. If you pull the string too far, the bow will break. If you don't pull it far enough, it won't have the power. So I'm going to help Sarah find that bow where this activates the third chakra and begins to tremble right in the solar plexus. So take a nice wide stance to begin, and we build this pose from the ground up. Bend your knees, and now move your hips forward so they're over your knees. Be careful not to scrunch the low back when you do that, but as you move your hips forward, to lift up out of the hips. And it's not about going into a back bend, but we're going to take the arms up alongside the ears and keep the chin somewhat tucked so the arms and ears are aligned. And I'm going to help her find this pose. So her hips are a little back, so take your hips a little more forward and lift up here, and hips a little more forward. And you may be able to see this subtle trembling that is going right through her midsection. And make sure your partner is breathing fully in and out. Now when it's time to come out of this pose, slowly come to a stand. Close your eyes, take your hands down by your side, and take a moment to feel the energy moving through your body from the third chakra.